everyone. Long time, well, almost a month since my last post. So we took a break for KVK, and I also took a break from YouTube for a while. I have been focusing on my career, and when it comes to career, it definitely comes before hobbies. I have not stopped playing KOA, nor have I stopped recording. I just stopped editing and posting. So there's a lot of stuff for me to go through and get to you guys. But here is KVK 31. The last KVK was 29 with 218 and 329. 30, there was no action. We gave our throne to 218, basically. He came over all by himself and conquered. That was that. But KVK 31 was just before Conquest, and we decided that, hey, we've given up our throne twice. That's enough of a reset in terms of resetting the difficulty. And we kind of wanted our titles for Conquest. So we asked Mega Nugget, aka the King in 218 CHN, to, if we could have our throne, and he said sure. So the only caveat was that when he went to go conquer 329, that we would help with the towers. So we agreed, and we ended up with our throne and helped out the next day, which you will see in videos. Purls running from hit, and then basically just saying, fuck it, let me just take the hit, maybe they'll stop. So here we have Mr. Unicorn Porn, brother to Unicorn Police, who was unable to reset 329. So Scrubalotomus is like, watch, I got this. And to this day, I still don't understand why they continuously send siege to the throne. These little foxes. I'm like, why'd you send siege? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so you see there, someone's helping me with my University 32. I did go to Stronghold 32 just before this KVK. You always see a university right after. I'm a big fan of Combat 2 research. I like doing it as soon as possible, so I build up my university as soon as possible after. However, because I like to speed it, I have not yet completed it because speeds will soon be apparently very difficult to get in the trial store. So I am gathering as many of them as I can before they are limited. And also new matchups. I wanted to wait and see what it was going to be before I used all my speeds on research and ended up unable to rebuild my troops. So I've already experienced this new matchup, KVK 32. So this video is a little bit behind on the times. You see here, this is our Mega Nugget. I was in the throne. This was before he read our message if we could have our throne uncontested. So I sent a full march because I said, fuck it, I'm sending a full march to the throne. And I didn't say anything, but people saw it marching, and so they decided, well, if Purls is going to throw a march in the throne, I'm going to put a full march in the throne. And so this is how we ended up with my 20 million loss for this KVK. Here is a very rare thing. I do not reset thrones very often. Usually either a farm does it if it's an easy one, or Big will go over and do this. So I'm going to show you the best way to reset a throne. You start with a scout, and then you do your attack. I'm just going to go send T10s. There are some layers down here. You may or may not see them. I'm just sending a good mix of troops. And my scout will arrive by the time I am done swapping. At this point, I now have additional heroes, so I actually have to swap hero as well as a blade and a crown. But I see here there aren't any troops. So I'm going to go ahead and super zoom out. A little trick if you don't know how to do that. You save a mail message that has chords. You tap on those chords, and you go out into the kingdom, and it has super zoom. So what I did here is I switched to farm gear because there are no troops in that throne. I'm sending a full march, well, almost a full march. And I don't want them to have my stats because we have not played with 329. 329 has not played with us. Immediately call back troops, and then I ported home. You don't want to take any chances when you're in another forest. These people were strong, so I did not want to be unbubbled there any longer than I had to be by myself. Here we are in 207 again. We have about 19 minutes left on our throne. So Yuzo came over and said, hey, y'all have been resetting us. We're not happy with that. What the fuck? So I'm going to go take your tower. And there's nothing in those towers. But we decided we were going to launch a mega. And as you can see, I'm out farming with my shadow dragons. Because when I returned from resetting, the throne was already stacked. I figured I'd just take advantage. Spend $20 on those dragons. Maybe I'll get some resources from it. But anyways, duty calls. So to the forest edge I go to await this mega that is bound to happen. However, also, I want to get the stats of Yuzo. Because so far, we have not played with 329 other than the resets that we did today. And Yuzo's stats are unknown to us. So I'm going to go ahead and scout his tower because someone else scouted his city and realized, yeah, he has anti-scout, so you're not going to get anything. But you cannot hide your stats in a building. So I wanted to make sure that we had those available for our mega. So we knew if we were even going to do any damage, if it was worth letting it hit. Sometimes it is, even if we know we're going to lose, we'll let it hit. Potentially. Who knows? You never know. So, yeah, a little 24. Mr. Trevi came over, decided to send some reinforcements to the big guy there. It was quite adorable. In fact, it's something 207 would do. He'd be like, oh my god, you went over to that kingdom? Hold on, let me bring my farm over and reinforce you, because, you know, you don't really need it, because, you know, you have a lot of power, and you're powerful. But you could see here, that Ohio dude also joined him, in addition to a few 31s. So, yeah, they all came over and reinforced him, and then we said, you know, yeah, this just isn't worth the loss. So we canceled the mega, but what it did was waste time, because it took about 20 minutes for that march to go through, in addition to how long it took for the rally itself, which was 5 minutes. So, yes. It was definitely a time killer. What you see here is me speeding into a tower real quick because we don't have Ohio dude's stats either. He's not sending very many calves, so I sped some into this tower so that I could get some more stats. And cool. And here we go. So, yeah, just little things that you can do. Not as a big player, but, you know, just as a medium player, strategy in order to help the team out. And so, Yuzo is currently anti-ported. He is also in the west tower at this point, which you'll see at the end of the video here. But what you have is the pub, who is one of Leo's farms. See, Leo has a couple of farms already here. So he is trying to attack Yuzo. And then Trevi brought a farm over and said, nope, sorry, Mr. Pub. Unless you're handing out booze, you're not going to get anyone. So here you see him attacking where the pub was. And they have a little battle royale. Who's going to be the best? So, yeah. Quite interesting. Quite fun. It is not very common that, actually, I think this is the first time anyone has ever played with their farms with us. Usually it's our farms and not theirs, so it was fun to watch. Trevi came back after he got ported and went right back after the pub. And you know how farms are. You sometimes have excess gold and ports and stuff from sitting in a main alliance and just gathering all that stuff over time. And if you're like me, you do the lab. So you either don't have any troops or you don't really do anything other than play with items. So it's always fun to take them out every once in a while. And there you can see the West Tower where Yuzo is. And you see we have the throne. There it is, all done. Our first throne in 3 rounds. Didn't really have to fight too hard on this day for it.